The lenses are, I'm Dave, and there's Tom. And here play.
Welcome to Retired Time Productions.
So BitEye just sent me another FPV camera for review, and this is called the Speedy-C. It's similar to the HS1177 type FPV cams, and it's just got a very small form factor, as you can see here. So let's take a look at some of the specs that they have online. So I'm on the BitEye site right here, and I can put a link to this underneath the video. But here's the camera. This is looking at the back. It has two separate connectors here. One's for the OSD to program the settings, and then you have your 5 volts ground and video. Also, it says here on the forums page for BitEye, you look at the address, it's RCgroups. I'll put a link to this. It says right here, $35 and a refund of $10 if you post a review on Facebook. And then down here are the specs. And this is the model number. This is the type of sensor it has. It's a Sony CCD sensor. 700 TV lines. I'll be interested to see how that 700 TV lines plays with the OSDs. It's a 2.8 millimeter lens as far as I know, but I think my sample may be different. I'm not sure. You can get it in different versions. It's 5 to 25 volts. These are the dimensions, so it's very small. 11 grams net weight, 13.7 with the camera mount. We'll take a look at that mount. And it does have the OSD settings menu. It has PAL and NTSC, low signal to noise ratio. Here's your shutter speed. Automatic gain, yes. Backlight control, yes. Wide dynamic range, it's got that, and 2 DNR. So similar to other PZ0420 and HS1177 type settings. And it's got day, night, and color, black and white, and auto, and 0.01 lux, which is pretty normal. It's an f1.2. So pretty normal specs, nothing too much different. And of course it has very low latency, just like the other CCD cameras. And so that's what they have there. And then this is a forums view right here. They have a little bit of the same information on here, not too much different. There's what comes in the package, and we'll take a look at that. And going down here, you can see pretty much the same pictures. There's how the mount looks right there. And there it is upside down. Okay, so let's go back to the bench and do a little testing. So here's just a quick look at the size difference, comparing it to the Foxy or Arrow. And you can see they're quite a bit smaller. Okay, there's an instruction sheet, which is pretty much what I showed you on the internet. There's the camera. Oh, they gave me 2 FPV cables. That's nice. They seem like pretty good silicone wire, so that's nice. There's the camera mount. Oh, an extra lens. Okay. So I remembered what the second lens was for. This is actually the IR blocked lens, and then the camera came with IR sensitive, which is what I requested. Also, I put the mount on just to see what it would look like, and that's what the mount looks like. Okay, here's the cable to program, and there are 2 connectors on here, so it looks like you can put your OSD into one. See if I can do that. Okay, OSD goes right here, and then your video and voltage goes in the other one. So it's kind of like the run cams where they have 2 separate connectors. And there's the menu board or menu button right there. Okay, let's just hook it up and look at the menus, do the settings, maybe do a quick latency check. They even included the little bayonet adapter thing here so I can hook it to the monitor and do testing. So that's nice. That just clips on like that. Then put the video cable for the monitor on there. And then plug in the battery, which went to the other end of the menu board. Like that. I guess we got to take the lens cap off. Okay, just doing the latency by holding it in front of the monitor and moving it very fast. I can tell that is really fast. I've been doing this for years for a latency check. It just seems to work better than using the counters on the screen. This just gives you a better feel, and after a while trying different cameras you can easily make a comparison. But that's fast. That's almost no latency, so very good there. Looks like the focus is really good from looking at my focus chart right here. I've got up over there, it looks like it's doing quite well on the focus, so they've got it well focused. Alright, let's take a look at the menus. Oh yeah, they look pretty similar to all the other FPV CCD cams. So I found out you couldn't turn day-night to auto at all unless you change the AGC to low. Right now all I have is dashes right there on day-night. If I go back to exposure right here, go to the AGC and turn that any setting other than off, just put it on low, then return. Now day-night is an auto. And once day-night is an auto, you can go in and change these settings. So that was a little caveat that I found. So most of the settings were the same as most other CCD FPV cams like the HS1177. However, I did have to change 5 things. One thing I changed was I put the AGC on because I needed that to enable the day-night so I could get the day-night in auto. Okay, then I set the day-night to auto and put these settings underneath it in. Then on the 2DNR, I changed the noise level to 8 or 9, whichever you prefer. I used 8. Then I pretty much kept everything else the same down through here. I did change the gamma. This is under image adjust display, which I had set to LCD, I think. Anyway, I changed that to 0.35, which is much lower. I wanted that to be set that way because on my first flight I noticed some shadowing at the edges when I looked into bright sunlight, and I didn't like that. So I brought this gamma down, and that seemed to correct it. And then finally, I brought the color gain down because there was just too much color and it looked saturated, so I brought it down to 150. So those are the only changes I really made different from the normal that I do on CCD cams. So I've got the BitEye Speedy-C camera mounted on my pop wing. So let's just take it outside and do a flight, and we'll talk about the different aspects of the camera during the flight. So we're off to a good launch and headed right into the sun, as you can see. And I was happy with the gamma adjustment that I made because now the ground doesn't wash out at all when you're looking into the sun, so that's very good. The OSD seems to be working just fine with the 700 TV lines. I don't really see any issue with the OSD characters at all. They look good. Color settings seem quite ample. They look pretty natural to me. And the AGC seems to be working fine as far as adjusting to the light. The signal to noise ratio, or the dynamic noise adjustment that I made, I think I set it to 9. That seems to work really good. That's the 2DNR. So there's no real noise as far as the video, but it is picking up some from the 5.8 transmitter receiver combo. When I get further away over the top of me, you get a little of that signal noise, but other than that it's pretty good. Now I've heard this camera is going to come in another color, maybe yellow, so the case could be yellow as well, so you'll have a choice of colors, and that'd be nice to have that. You can also go onto that RCgroups thread that I showed you and make a video like this about the camera, and they'll give you $10 off on a camera. Who knows, maybe they'd even give you a free one, I'm not sure. But yeah, they want you to make a video, and you can use my settings if you want, and you can look back at that settings sheet that was in the video and use that to set your cameras up. So all looks good to me. I'm happy with it so far. Well, let's just finish the flight and come in for a landing. Here comes the landing. So I was happy with the Speedy-C. It seemed to perform just as good as other CCD cameras, and it has a nice compact size. It didn't affect the OSD any, so the OSD still remains sharp, even though it's 700 TV lines. So overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I hope you liked it. Maybe you'll get one. See you later.
Here, play.